I think first and foremost is one, you don't talk to them, or you don't talk to them about some of these more higher level discussions like budget, resourcing, understanding the financial model, understanding the P&L, the income statement and balance sheet and all that good stuff. And you're not having that strategic level of conversation, either as a content leader or a marketing leader. If you don't have that visibility, it is hard to make a really compelling case for anything you do in marketing, let alone content. So if you don't have a standard meeting to talk about that, definitely first takeaway, I would recommend the cadence should really be at the pace of your business. I'll say for myself, a lot of times what works well is a monthly review, like a monthly one-on-one where we're looking at the BVA. Obviously, I'm leading the full marketing function, so have visibility into everything. But as a content leader, specifically looking at content, should be meeting with your head of marketing or your leadership team to kind of understand, at least on a monthly or quarterly cadence, are you tracking to goal? Are you using your resources effectively? Are you planning out enough so that if you have some aggressive growth goals, you're planning content and resourcing that you'll need? We'll talk a little bit about how to think about resourcing actually in the use case. But yeah, it's really important. Marketing has the largest discretionary budget in most organizations outside of headcount and people. So making sure you know how to use that and talk about it is important. I think the other mishap is marketers will come to the table with marketing data like MQLs and leads and SQLs and opportunities and squirrels and all of the marketing alphabet soup that we use in day-to-day. And those things are very important. And it is important to see how content and any marketing function is leading and driving a lot of those predicting indicators. But at the core of what most CEOs and CFOs care about is revenue and how our MQLs and our marketing funnel is driving actual revenue on paper, contracted and booked. So making sure you are looking at it with a little bit more holistic. And so understanding things like your customer acquisition cost, looking at your payback period, your lifetime value, your gross margin, and your revenue numbers are all really important. I have a slide. So if I'm throwing out things you're not familiar with, don't worry, I've got you. This one might be a little controversial. Again, I think it depends on your business, but the third mishap I see a lot is overly leading with marketing influenced revenue and less source revenue. That's a big statement. Source revenue is always the most clean cut, easiest thing to talk about. Content is one of those things that sourced revenue is really hard to tie to because very rarely is content sourcing. Most of the time your content is influencing, or if it did source it, it can be hard to attribute it. So oftentimes we lean more on, well, here's how content is influencing revenue. And don't get me wrong, that's super important and you do want to understand that. But if that is what you are leading with to someone like a CEO or a CFO, it will oftentimes not be met how you want it to.